So I want to talk about a couple of things here. One thing is not really Walking Dead related at all, but I mean, kind of. It's Andrew Lincoln and his new series. There's actually some new teaser images that I do want to talk about, but I also want to break down some of the new shots that we got here from the behind the scenes teaser that was released today. And so, yeah, definitely make sure to be a subscriber if you do want to get all my Walking Dead content like this. Now, I'm likely not going to be posting a video tomorrow because I am going to be camping this weekend, but I will be back on Sunday with some more stuff. But I will be also asking for some more questions from the Discord. So definitely, if you haven't already and you want to take part in these Q&As, definitely go and join the Discord. The server name is Appetite for the Dead. There is a link in the description of the video. Well, of every video. And yeah, I'll ask for some more questions and I'll post this Q&A at some point next week. I'm assuming on Wednesday, because we are getting very, very close to the premiere of Daryl Dixon Season 3. So the Q&As are going to start to obviously pick up as the excitement and whatnot starts to build over the next couple of weeks for this new season. So before we get into that, I do want to talk about some of the new images here that we have here. And I don't think we're going to get really anything else besides this, because I think that Coldwater, it's a really interesting show, because I will say there's like no release date for it. And I don't understand that really. Like, that's what I'm really wondering about with this show is like, when is it coming out? Because I mean, the rumor right now is September, but like, I don't really know, where that was set at all. Like, to me, it just seems like, the series is likely going to be out at some point in the fall. So maybe September, but it could also be October. And I mean, honestly, I would prefer it to be in October, because I think that there would be a lot more excitement, I would say, for the series if it's not airing like right next to The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon Season 3. Because I think if you like watching The Walking Dead, like obviously if you like Rick Grimes and Andrew Lincoln, like this is a series that you would be really interested in, right? And to have to watch both of them, if they're both airing on a Sunday anyways, would be really frustrating. So yeah, air it at some point afterwards. Don't have the same release window as The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon Season 3. But I'm really excited about this series. Like, I want to know when the series is going to be out. Like, we don't even have a trailer yet. I do think in the next couple of weeks we're going to get one though, because this show likely, I feel like it's going to be out early October. Honestly, that's kind of what I'm assuming right now, is that it's going to be early October, because I think they'll probably release a trailer at some point this month by September 1st. That's just a prediction I have. And then I feel like the release date will be like early October or like at the very, very end of September. And it'll go for 6 weeks and go until like early November or something like that. And yeah, it'll be really cool to actually cover this series, because it's not like there's going to be a season 2 or 3. It's just like this one story. So it'll be kind of exciting to talk about how is it going to end and just like what the story is going to be. But let's actually talk about the images that we have here, like the new ones anyways. And so we have this one shot here of, I almost wanted to say Rick Grimes. That'd be really cool. What's funny about it is this shot could literally be something from The Walking Dead. Like, I guess just right now anyways, because everything's a lot more peaceful, right? Like, there's not so many zombies out there, or I guess the zombies are still the same, but everything's a little bit more safe, right? And so Andrew Lincoln or Rick Grimes being out here in the woods, like wearing a sweater like that, because maybe he's just like going for a run or whatever, like that makes a lot of sense. Like that could actually work for the story right now, which is kind of insane. But anyways, he's not Rick here at all. He's actually John here. And so John at this point is going for a run, and yeah, I think that it's cool to see. I think the visuals here, at least the color grading anyways of the images, look absolutely incredible. We do have this one shot here of, I believe this character's name is Tommy, and he's the neighbor that John is going to meet, and he's the one that seems to be causing all the problems here anyways. It seems like there's something that happens. I'm not sure what that is yet. Like, I don't know if it's going to be something where maybe he ends up like killing somebody or something, and then John finds out about it, and it's like all this drama or whatever. But there's something here, obviously. And then we have this other shot here of this new character. I believe her name is Fiona. I actually think that she's going to be John's wife. And so she's concerned about, I guess what's happening between John and Tommy, because, I mean, that's the thing. We don't really know why yet, but obviously we've seen some shots of John where like he has like blood on him and all that. So something happens, obviously. And yeah, we'll have to wait and see what that actually means. I mean, like it's, the show's like title is Coldwater. So I'm assuming that like maybe it has something to do with water, like sort of like a cold case file or whatever, right? And so there's just like, maybe there's a connection there. I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm just excited for the show. I just want to know more about it. Like, this is probably the last video I'm going to do on it until we get the trailer, because I mean, I don't think they're going to release more images or anything like that and give us like another look at it. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about this really quick before I got into the behind the scenes teaser, because I do really want to focus on that. And the one thing that we did actually learn here is the storyline that is going to be, I think, the reason why Carol and Daryl end up helping out this community is because a lot of the people here seem to have like this whole system of how things work, and it has to do with like the villain here. And so this story is going to be really interesting because there's actually like, again, like the king or whatever that they're sort of calling him, and it seems like they actually send people to him in order to keep, I guess, this place very safe. And so obviously Carol and Daryl are just like, well, that's really messed up. You can't be doing that. And so I think that's where Carol gets involved in all of this here. And so it's really interesting because you have certain characters that are just like, well, you know, once you find out a different way to sort of survive or do things here, let me know. And Carol's just like, you know, and obviously that is going to be kind of a, you know, really interesting storyline is like, how does Carol help out the community here? Because I think Carol, she's going to do a lot. She's going to help out, you know, with everything here. And that's the one thing. Carol and Daryl could actually help out this community. And I do think that that's going to be the thing is like Daryl's going to be like, well, we can't help everyone. Like, I understand that it's something that we should help with, but are we always going to help everyone? Like, why don't we just like live, right? Like that is sort of going to be a storyline here. And so I feel like I'm definitely going to be on Carol's side here, but I do get Daryl's point, but it's going to be really interesting to see how all of this plays out here and like how certain characters deal with a lot of this, because you have the leader here of this community, Fede, who is, you know, I don't know yet, but I feel like if Carol and Daryl are getting involved and like, you know, like he might be concerned about them messing stuff up and like maybe the community is completely wiped out afterwards, right? And so there might be some issues there. And I do think this new character here, his name is Antonio. He's going to be a really awesome character here because he seems to be more like, no, he just disagrees with everything happening here. Like he's probably going to be like, I think that's why him and Carol really get along, because it's just like he wants to make a change. He wants to do something, but there's no one there to help him. And so, I mean, I don't know how he got the wound on the side of his face. Like maybe it's because of that, because he tried to help out at some point, and then now he's like, yeah, just stay quiet now, because he mentioned something at some point here where it's like, this is all messed up, whatever. He wants to do something, but if this kind of keeps everything safe here, then that's good for my boy kind of thing. So I'm guessing he has a son. So, but it's going to be a really sad, tragic storyline because we have some characters here like Paz here, and it looks like her partner, I believe, I could be wrong with like what I'm seeing here in the scene, but it looks like she's actually sent to this villain group here. And so there's going to be some tragic moments here, and, you know, like how do they respond? And like, again, I do feel this is going to be a really good storyline to actually, you know, tell, I think, in Spain, because I'm trying to think of like, you know, where they went in season 1 with France, and like that was awesome because of like what they were doing. But this is something that I think is going to create a lot of tension and all that, and there's going to be a lot of just like, you know, people getting very upset with each other. And I think Carol's going to be the one that is just like, you know what, like we need to actually help them out here. And so I'm really wondering how long it takes Daryl to be like, all right, we will actually help them out, because Daryl obviously will at some point here. And it's kind of cool to think that this storyline is going to be ending after like 2 seasons, right? So I'm curious as to how all that's going to go. We actually do have some new shots here that I really didn't think we were ever going to see, which is actually them trying to fix the boat here. So this is actually the boat that Daryl and Carol, I guess, when they got into I guess when the storm happens, obviously they ended up on the shores of Spain here. This boat was wrecked, and so they're actually fixing it here. So, I mean, I don't know how I would feel about that, honestly. Like, that's just one of the things that is just so terrifying. Like, they were on their way back to America. They were going back to America, and a storm happened, right? And like in this world, it's just like you don't feel as concerned, but in reality, like going to America on a boat like that, especially in the apocalypse, like that is terrifying because a storm could happen and maybe you're not close to the shore, right? So I think that, yeah, for Daryl and Carol using the boat, I mean, they just want to get back home, and obviously going anywhere, like, you know, anything could happen. So I think they're willing to sort of take that risk because they want to go back home. And the reason why they were here is because of Madame Genet. And so, well, I guess Carol obviously wanted to find Daryl. So that's obviously very, very different. But I also think that's one thing that is really interesting. Like, why not just stay in France? Because maybe Laurent and Ash come back at some point, right? Like, maybe there's something where they'll work something out and then come and save them. Like, that's the only thing that I don't really understand with that storyline. But yeah, anyways, it's really cool to see Daryl working on the boat and stuff like that. I really feel like the last time we saw him doing any sort of like work like this, where he's like, you know, helping build stuff, was in season 9 when they were building the bridge, which was a very long time ago. But yeah, I guess kind of a callback to that, which is really cool. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna leave it here. Definitely post your thoughts down below. I'm excited for season 3. I can't wait to get more teasers and like just more things with the story and all of that. But honestly, I'm just really wanting to watch the show right now. Like, there's going to be some stuff that obviously we can still talk about throughout the next couple of weeks here, really just 20 something days, but I'm just excited to start watching the show at this point. I just want to know a lot more about season 3, and yeah, because it's taking forever, honestly. Like, I mean, actually, the funny thing about it is, like, Dead City just finished airing actually almost 2 months ago, which is kind of insane, but it literally just finished airing, and so now we're getting season 3 in like a couple of weeks, which is like the best sort of schedule that you can have, I think, for The Walking Dead. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna leave it here. Definitely post all your thoughts down below. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.